This is a quick overview of the Roll floor stripper, namely the model that we're talking about today is the R03. We want to go through a few of the steps and procedures in setting up a machine and how to get the best out of your investment. When you receive your machine, it'll look something similar to this. You've got your travel wheels here, you've got your power lead, you've got a toolkit with various different Allen keys in. You've got a couple of blades there. So we have the winged blade with the beveled edge up. Beveled up is for concrete floors. Beveled down is for timber. You've got a flat blade there, beveled edge. Once again, bevel up for concrete, bevel down for timber. You've got two carrot lifting handles which attach to the front here when you're dismantling the machine to lift it upstairs. And we have a key to get into the electrical box at the front there. Best to leave that to the technicians that will be servicing your machine. And probably most important is this Hex Key. Okay, so we're just going to now show how to attach the wheels. Firstly, we're going to lift up the handle into the vertical position where it's going to be much easier to maneuver, and just tighten up those Hex Key bolts. We'll also rotate this thumb toggle, which is your forward, reverse, drive, accelerator. Okay, so now we're going to attach the travel wheels. I'm just going to lay this machine over, which by the way weighs 123 kilograms, so quite a heavy piece of equipment. But we're going to put these wheels on. So we're going to screw this onto the axle. If you support the wheel as you're winding that in, it takes all the pressure off the actual thread and definitely makes it easier. We're now ready to maneuver the machine. Okay, so 123 kilograms of equipment, very, very simple to roll it around. So we're now going to set this machine up ready for operation. I'm removing the wheel off the axle. And there you have, this particular model is called a tracked variety. You notice the machine's laying on its back, so we're now ready to put the blades. So we have a rebate at the back of the underside of the blade holder. It's important that the blade sits into that rebate. Keep in mind the safety risk here. We have a blade that we need to fit, but we need to get that back down on the floor as quickly as possible. So never leave the machine unattended with that blade sitting up in the air. So we're now going to connect the power lead, which this is a European plug, top and socket. Quite a neat bit of gear, because in the unfortunate circumstances where you may run that lead over, it will just quickly and easily unplug without damaging the wiring. Please note, because of the frequency converter that's in this machine, it is definitely not recommended to use a generator. Do not use generators, and also use a heavy gauge 2.5mm square cable to maximize the power supply to your machine. We're now ready to lower the machine down onto the floor for action. It's also possible to raise the handles if you feel that it's necessary to get that up higher. It does assist in being able to push pressure forward. It's good practice to put the lead over your shoulder so it's nowhere near the tyres or the blade. So now we're going to do just a quick demonstration of how to drive the machine. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to lift it off the ground at the front there. So we have full speed and in reverse, all operated by the thumb toggle here. Now, if for instance you are on a very well adhered surface, you don't necessarily want full speed. You're better off just doing a fraction of the speed and letting the oscillating head do the cutting of the adhesive for you. You have the oscillating head, which is operated by this rocker switch. And that's operated by this front motor. So this machine has also got a variable pitch. You can adjust the pitch of the blade to suit the product that you're lifting. You simply loosen off these 3 bolts on the side, and you'll notice in the middle, this is a pivot bolt. So the pivot bolt is what the oscillating head will rock on. I'm just going to tilt it back slightly, and you can see there we've got a fair bit of movement there to adjust the pitch. So it's down very flat at the moment and much steeper there. So just tighten those bolts back up on both sides and trial the machine. It's a good practice to actually do this and give a couple of variations in pitch a go to see what's most effective for you. We're going to go through the exercise of removing the cutting head from the main drive in order to make a lightweight machine, particularly useful for carrying it upstairs. So we disconnect the power supply from the oscillating head motor, undo that, and feed the wire, the cable, through to the front. And you'll find 2 handles in your carry bag, in your toolkit, and these screw onto the aluminium blade holder. You then need to undo the bolts on both sides. You loosen off the top and bottom bolt, but you completely remove the middle bolt, which then allows you to detach that whole cutting head by lifting it upwards of the bolts. Definitely advised to do this for the 2-person operation because there's quite a bit of weight in that cutting head. So once we've removed the cutting head, we can then put the transport wheels back on, and we have approximately 90 kilograms in the rear section of the drive and the handles. So very, very simple to stand that upright, and if you wish to change the position of the handles, the push handles here, it's actually a bit easier if they're horizontal, but that can be then wheeled around your job site. In fact, you can even go as far as to pulling it upstairs with the transport wheels in position. So now you have the R03 roll floor stripper ready for action. The R02, being a larger model, is identical in its work procedures and setup methods. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.